Alright guys, welcome to the Crazy Flyer channel. Tonight we're hopping back in the Airbus. Seemed like it was a pretty quiet night among some of the guys I usually hang out with, but that's alright. Gives us an opportunity to hop out into the Airbus and go do some flying, have some fun. So tonight we're going to go from Greenville, Spartanburg, GSP, and we're going to go down to Orlando Sanford Airport. And I've never flown into Orlando, so this will be kind of new for me, at least not anytime recently in the sim. I've never flown in there in real life either, so unfamiliar airport should be fun to kind of figure it out. I don't think we'll have too much trouble. We're flying the Allegiant Airlines A319 tonight. Should be pretty fun. Hopefully we won't make the same mistakes as we did a couple of nights ago. We just about had to go around because we came in a little too high on the approach, but anyways, worked out. We're back tonight. I already got the flight plan filed, got the airplane loading complete, so we should be ready to go for performance and all that. That's really all we gotta do is hop in the airplane and get to work, get this thing fired up. So we were scheduled out. I originally had it scheduled out of here at 20 after the hour. It's about 10 after the hour right now, so we're probably gonna be a few minutes late getting off the gate, but we're gonna do our best and get down there as quick as we can, at least, or get off the gate as quick as we can. Grab my checklist here. Yeah, Airbus checklist: power on, master switches, engine master switches are off, selector is normal, gear lever down, flap lever is 0, matching outside. Battery voltages, we have 28 volts on each side, we're good there. Bat 1 and 2 can come on. Here we go. Oh yeah, let me get the sound turned up for X-Plane. Alright, batteries on. We got GPU. We'll fire up on the GPU tonight. Save a little bit of fuel. We actually do have a line of thunderstorms between us and Orlando. I don't think we're going to have an issue getting around it tonight, but we'll have to take a look at that and brief it pretty carefully. The dispatcher didn't give us a lot of extra fuel to work with. We got an alternate of Orlando International, so that's only maybe a couple $100 for the for the alternate fuel, and I think we got a couple $100 extra pounds in the flight plan. So we've got, I don't know, maybe 15 to 20 minutes of buffer if the weather gets in the way. Anything beyond that though, and we may actually have to bug out to a different alternate earlier than that to make sure we're staying legal on our fuel. Wow, they're already closing up the airplane. Okay. We're ready to go. Let's see here. Park brake, brake pressure, do the Apu Fire Test. Come on. It's not working. I'll give it a minute. I mean, we did just power it up, so. Brake pressures are all good, and AC power we've established. Should have done the Apu Fire Test prior to hitting the GPU, but yeah, it's alright. Let's get the radios fired up. Go ahead and start our overhead flow here. I think by the time we get up to those fire tests again, the airplane should be warmed up enough for us to be able to do them. Maybe? Nothing's happening. Wonder if we got something broken. Give it a couple more minutes here. See if the airplane wants to come to life. Otherwise, might have to restart. That's always off to a great start when you gotta do that. And I don't know if it's an issue with the airplane in the sim or an issue with the sim. So, gonna have to figure it out. I don't want to start programming the box if I'm gonna have to power down the airplane. But yeah, we got no warning system. We don't have any ECAM messages, so I think it's an airplane issue. Trying to think of if there's a way that I could test, see if we got any kind of warning system going on. So I mean, it's one thing, you know, if you don't have this, but like if we don't have ECAM warnings or autopilot, oh, there we go. It's coming to life now. And now it won't shut up. Oh, we got one of them working. I think it's a sim issue. I don't think it's an airplane issue. Got it working. No, let's go with it. I mean, we got some kind of successful warning. See if we give the sim a couple of minutes, see if it comes to life. Like I said, I think it's a sim issue. I think it's not an airplane issue, but we'll see here. Let's get started on getting the box set up. So we're going from KGSP to KSFB. And that's our flight plan. That looks correct. We're operating tonight as Allegiant 2272. And let's see, let's get the release pulled up here. Cost index of 5, that seems pretty low. And cruising today at 330. And we got an outside ambient temperature of, let's see here, minus 46, it looks like. That's 46, there's that, and we already got our loading info, so we'll get this loaded in here. Alright, so 0 fuel weight. We're pretty light on cargo, heavy on passengers tonight. Looks like the CG's a little more further forward than it's been lately. So we got 126.05. Guess we'll round up, I don't know what the SOP is if it's like that close. Usually I just tend to round up because heavier performance is basically assuming, or heavier weight is assuming worse performance. So usually that's the more conservative option. Let's see, there we go. 26.1, 27.0, and the block fuel they gave us for this flight, let's see if we can close this out now. I think they gave us 13.0 is what's planned. We got 13.180 on board. Both row 13. Into the block fuel. There we go. That gives us some numbers. And alternate is K. What's Orlando? It's MCO. That's right. Whoops. K MCO. So that should give us just a little bit of alternate fuel in the flight plan. Okay, that's all set up now. Let's get the flight plan set up. So we are coming here out of GSP. I don't think we have any ATC online in this area. Let's see if I know if Jacksonville or anybody else can come online tonight. Winds are calm, 10 miles, clear, 2994 on the meter. And yeah, looks like a pretty nice departure out of here. So the runways I've got, I think they have a runway running north-south. Is that right? Been a minute since I've been to Greenville, Spartanburg. 10-9, there we go. Yeah, so I got one running north-south. Since we're going south today, I'd say let's go ahead and just launch off of runway 22. All things being equal, that'll be a little better for us. And I don't think we had a sit out of here, did we? Nope, we just go direct to the south waypoint, so we'll just insert the runway so we can get our performance data. And we got the flight plan here. Let's just run through it, make sure everything's looking correct here. Alright, so launching here out of Greenville, Spartanburg, we'll come off runway 22. And then we're going to go direct to south, direct to IRQ, direct to WIVGO, direct to MMOS. I guess it's the flight point. And then from there we pick up the Shark 2 arrival. Okay. So we'll go here. Let's get the arrival loaded in. That's the other thing not loaded in. Shrek 2 from Moss or Moss waypoint. There it is right there. We'll insert that. So again, we got everything going down to Moss and then the Shrek arrival. Now looks good. Okay. So we got the flight plan in it, and now we'll get our takeoff performance, run a few checklists, and we're gonna get out of here. How we're doing on time? We're 1 minute from departure, so we'll be a couple minutes late, but we'll do our best here. Let's see, some performance. Let's see, we don't need that anymore. We need this up. We got a nice long runway here at a GSP. We shouldn't have any issue accepting a flaps 1 takeoff, 11,000 foot runway, and we're only doing an hour flight. We're not super heavy. So we'll do flaps 1, toga thrust takeoff, and there's our speeds. So V1 is going to be 140. VR will be 140, and V2 143. Let's see, we're going to be a flaps 1, and trim is going to be up 0.6. Little nose heavy today. Flex temp 64, and everything else looks good. And we'll leave climb, cruise, and descent and managed speeds for now, and we'll do the arrival perf when we get closer. Okay, everything's set up here. Let's get these on. Let's get the APU fired up. Are these gonna work now? They're still not working. That is really weird. I mean, the lights work. We don't get the warnings though. Not sure what that's about. Let me cycle these and like make sure they're. I was a little bit goofy as I brought the batteries online. I think that's just a simism. We'll see if it'll clear out here in a minute. We're still waiting for the airplane to pick up GPS as well. Let's see, and actually, so we don't have a controller. Let's just kind of walk through clearance here. So we're going to be cleared as filed. 33 is our top altitude, and since we don't have any departure procedure or any controller telling us what to do, we'll go all the way up to 330. Frequency will be 122.8, and we're just going to squawk VFR coming out of here, since we don't have any controller. Alright, and with that, I think we got everything set up. Let's run before start checklist. Ramp fuel 13's planned. Oh yeah, we need to get the APU fired up, stand by. We can make sure we get off the ground power. It's really a bummer when you get everything loaded up, run your checklists, and then the rampers pull the ground power before you're ready for it without the APU running. Can be a bad day. Alright, it's starting up. We'll start running the checklist now. Ramp fuel, we got 13 planned, 13-1 on board. ADRs are set to nav, exterior lights set, ECS panel set, fuel panel set, engine fire test complete, NDs and train on the NDs is complete, anti-skid nose wheel steering switch is on, switching panel all normal, MCDU init A and B is complete, MCDU flight plan is complete, MCDU perf is complete, rad nav is not required, and departure briefing is complete. 4-star checklist to the line is complete. Okay guys, let's see, is the APU getting fired up? Almost there. Give it just another second or two. We should hear the power transfer. Alright, looks like power transfer is complete. Off the ground power. And APU's got the load. Alright. Get the APU bleed online. And we got GPS now. Looks like ADRs are totally aligned. Let's get pushed back. Let's get going.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
Let's see, we're coming off runway 22. Well, no, in either case, the way that we're angled, I think the best thing to do would be for him just to bring us straight back. Then we can make a turn out on engine 1.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Alright, so taxiing out of here. So we'll kind of make a turn here all the way around. We'll take Lima 3 and then Lima all the way down to runway 22. No sit out of here for us today. So it'll just be runway heading initially, and we'll climb 3000, or flight level 330 I should say, and then once we're a few miles out, clear of obstacles, we'll go direct to the first waypoint. Check to see if we got any other arrivals. Oh, hey,
All right.
Atlanta
like
just came online,
closed,
so actually, you know what, we'll let them push us back and we'll call Atlanta. I didn't realize Atlanta came online. He's only been online for, oh, he's been online for like 30 minutes. Okay. Well, that's cool. Okay. Well, let's push off the gate and then we'll give him a call. All right, guys, brakes off and you're cleared to push. Holy cow. That was goofy. Release the brake, the whole airplane starts spinning. That was bizarre. Oof. We almost had the engine and wing hit.
Welcome aboard,
the jet bridge.
Tow's connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Alright guys, brake is off.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Steers off, clear to push. I guess maybe it's because I released a brake when he wasn't actually connected to us yet. Okay. I guess I should listen more carefully. I thought he was ready for it. Alright, he's pushing us back. Let's get the beacons on. We never ran our below the line checklist. Doors and windows closed locked. Control harness on, cell phones off, beacons on, transponder is TARA 4-star ace plate, and we need to give Atlanta a shout. By ATC Atlanta 3297. 3297. There we go. So yeah, Atlanta Center 3297. Let's do it quick. Yep, we got the green light. Alright, let me get ready to copy clearance here.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Alright guys, brake set. You're clear for a disconnect.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Roger. Alright guys, let me make sure the volume's up. Looks like it is. Alright, and we'll make a radio call. Atlanta Center, good evening. Allegiant 2272 on the ground at Greenville, Spartanburg. Clearance to Orlando, Sanford.
Allegiant 2272 Atlanta Center, clearance on the west standby number 1.
Roger. Hopefully you can find it. So today I tried...
Allegiant 2272, you cleared to the Kilo Sierra Foxtrot Bravo Airport via Radar Vectors Colliers via India Romeo, Quebec. That is found. Climb maintain 10,000, expect 5 level 330 on 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is going to be with me, squawk 2050.
Alright, Allegiant 2272 is cleared to the Orlando Sanford Airport via radar vectors to India Romeo, Quebec. Then as filed, climb maintain 10,000, expecting 330, 10 minutes after. Departure frequency will be with you, squawk 2050.
Allegiant 2272, read back is correct. You can expect runway 22 for departure down in Greenville. The Greenville altimeter is going to be 2996. Let me know when you're ready for text.
2996, we'll call you back, Allegiant 2272. Alright guys.
Go to 1039, contact Memphis Center 133.65 today. Over to Memphis, good day.
Yeah, pressure, engine's coming alive. Gotta enjoy that awesome startup sound here on the Tolus with the BSS CFM sound pack. Sounded real nice. Alright, get started on 1. We're just going to head and spin engine 2 right now. They're already away. We'll get flap set 1. Trim needs to go down. Or no, it needs to go up 0.6. And while that engine's starting, we can run our after start checklist since we got 1 running. After start checklist, engine mode selector, actually it's still on start since we're starting number 2. Speed brakes arm, rudder trim set 0. Flap set 1, pitch trim up 0.6. Anti-ice engine off, wing off, and after start checklist is complete. Alright, get start on engine 2. Starter normal, APU bleed, and APU is coming down. Alright. Get the airport diagram pull up and we'll call for taxi. Atlanta, Allegiant 2272 rated a taxi.
Allegiant 2272, runway 22, taxi via Lima Kilo. Let me know when you're ready for departure. I don't have a ground map down there.
Alright, roger that. 22, taxi via Lima and Kilo will call you ready for departure. Allegiant 2272.
WestJet 735, unfortunately Washington Center's offline.
Okay.
Radar service is terminated.
Got clearance as we expected. Let me turn him down just a tiny bit there. He's a little loud. Alright guys, so we're going to taxi Lima and Kilo, runway 22. We'll make the right hand turn out of here. Brakes off. Hey Snugs, how's it going? It is online. We are live on VATSIM. Let's get the track IR going here. There we go. And we got somebody else blasting off out of here. Somewhere down there. That's cool. How you doing tonight, Snugs? Doing quite well. Just in the middle of some days off. Tomorrow's my last day off, and I go back to work for 3 days after that. But yeah, just getting on tonight, doing some Airbus flying. Alright guys, getting ready for departure here. We come off the flight control page. Let's see, actually we need to go back to flight control page. I lied. We need to do flight control test here. Ailerons. Elevator. And let's do a rudder check here. Full right. Full left. Looks good. Just reviewing the departure here. This is going to be runway heading. And 10,000 feet for the initial altitude is set. We're going to get radar vectors out to Colliers. And if we have an engine failure, we'll plan to go straight out and then maybe either come back here or head over to Charlotte or somewhere else good if we need to. And otherwise, that's pretty much it. Let's ding the flight attendants on know we're ready for departure. And takeoff config check. There we go. And let's run our taxi checklist. And we'll just kind of do a roll and takeoff by the time we get down there. Taxi checklist. APU bleed is off. APU is off. Flight controls checked. Auto brakes set max. Takeoff config checked. Cabin is ready and takeoff memo all green. And brake temps are also green. Taxi checklist is complete. taxi by shot of the Airbus. Watch your ears, it is a little loud.
Southwest 2199, unfortunately, correction, Washington Center's offline. Radar stars storm later frequency change over to an advisory approved. Take care.
I
frequency change over to advisory approved. You have a good one for Southwest 2199.
Turn here down a little bit. I fly the Embraer E-Jets in real life, so the 170, 175. And apparently I don't get sick of flying while I'm at work because I come home and fly on the sim. I do enjoy flying. You know, being an airline pilot, I don't love the lifestyle as much as I thought I would. You know, you're always kind of living out of a hotel and, you know, having to deal with being out on the road, being away from home. But the actual part of flying the airplane is always super fun, and I look forward to it every day.
Delta 235, Atlanta departure.
Excuse me.
Oh wow, I said Atlanta Center. Cleared to the Memphis airport. As filed.
He's going to clearance, so we might actually have to wait for a minute.
Expect flight level 380.
Let him
0 minutes after
get
departure.
finished.
Squawk 2005.
Clearance. Nobody on final.
Delta 235, heavy readback correct. Shot information. Bravo is current. Advise ready for taxi. Expect 36 right for departure. 36 right.
Atlanta, Allegiant 2272 ready for departure, runway 22.
Allegiant 2272, wind 220 at tree, runway 22, clear for takeoff.
Runway 22, clear for takeoff, Allegiant 2272. Alright guys, we're clear for takeoff.
Atlanta Center, good evening. New Zealand 1883, flying at 360.
Alright, for takeoff checklist, min fuel, 11.9 is required, we got 13 on board. Transponder TARA, FMA, nav climb, and runway 22 is verified. For takeoff checklist is complete. Oh, you know what, I never coded my transponder, hang on.
Air New Zealand 1883, Atlanta Center ready contact, flight level 360, it's going to be 38 miles to the east of the
almost screwed that up.
Viewer. Descend and maintain flight level 240.
There we go. 2050 coded, here we go.
Mountain 240, New Zealand 1883.
Man flex, nav climb. Tugga set. Or flex set. '89 is cross-checked. B1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Oh guys, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to change the seasons. It's going to be winter time in Florida. Like a snowy winter. Alright guys, and we're just going to take present heading.
Number 4474, Atlanta Center, cleared to the Newark Airport. Be the November 2 departure.
DJ Aramis, how's it going, man?
Climb maintain 10,000. Expect flight level 390.
Alright, autopilot's on, guys.
Departure frequency is a V squawk 2.
Thrust climb.
Number 4474, readback correct. Expect 22 for departure. Advise ready for taxi. Greensboro, altimeter 2996. Allegiant 2272, Atlanta Center ready contact. Altitude passing.
Allegiant 2272, passing 3,600, climbing 10,000.
Allegiant 2272, climb maintain, flight level 330, clear to Colliers.
Up to flight level 330, direct Colliers, Allegiant 2272. Alright guys, flaps up, flight level 330 is set and direct Colliers. So we're going to go direct IRQ and activate. Here we go.
2272, let's amend
Flat
that, close
shot,
right
here
with
it
go.
comes. Watch your ears.
Allegiant 2272, clear direct with go.
Direct to Wivgo, Allegiant 2272. Wivgo. We're going to go
Air
direct.
Zealand 1883, expect the ILS
And
runway
place our direct
instruction,
to
expect the
Wivgo.
visual runway 6 approach in the Birmingham. Clear direct kiosk.
After takeoff checklist, landing gear is up, flaps up, APU is off, anti-ice not required. After takeoff checklist is complete. DJ says my house heater broke last night, waiting for the guy. Ah, that's no fun. That's always the worst, and heat breaks in the middle of winter, or AC in the middle of the summer. I actually kind of had a similar experience. So, you know, I moved into this new apartment a couple months ago. So I was cooking some food today, and turn the volume down so that I was cooking some food today, and I didn't really burn anything, but it was enough that it set off the smoke alarms in my new apartment. And it took me like 5 minutes to get the dang things to shut up. I had to open the doors and windows, and it's like 20 degrees outside. So, yeah, I know a little bit about what that's like. At least my place was able to warm back up pretty quick, though. Yeah, you know, I'm standing there like waving my arms,
Center, good evening, American 4020.
opening the doors, and yeah, it wasn't fun.
100 for 14,000.
That's one thing I don't like about new home construction nowadays. Well, there's 10,000. That's one thing I don't like about new homes nowadays. You know, the fire code, they have to put like smoke alarms everywhere, including the kitchen, which to me is stupid because they're going to go off just all the time. At least these ones do. We've already set them off like 4 times, and we've only lived here 2 months. And we haven't even burned any food. It's just, you know, you can cook a slice of toast and it'll set the dang things off. So, just the way it goes. 210. Yeah, we'll see if it's still winter time down in Florida. So I installed a Seasons mod here in X-Plane, so that's why you can get the snow. I think I have it set to automatic, but I can't remember. I just know it was completely snowy when we landed in Pittsburgh 2 nights ago here on the sim. So we'll see if we got a snowy Orlando, Florida. If that's the case, it's probably like a state of emergency down there. Yeah. Alright guys, well, we're on our way. Get the checklist ready for when we get to the descent portion of the flight. And let's take a look and see what's going down in Orlando. Also, maybe we'll take a look and see. I know there's a line of storms right over the north part of Florida. So we'll see how that goes.
And Delta 235 Heavy, we're ready.
Nice. So did you buy a DCS then, did you?
Heavy, runway 36 right, taxi via Charlie, cross runway 5. Via Charlie, cross runway 5.
So that means I'm going to have to spend about $70 to get DCS and then buy the Hornet. Because if I actually know somebody on DCS, I'd probably go for it. Let's see, we're looking up Orlando, KSFB. Orlando, Sanford. Let's see, latest weather out of there, we got winds out of the west, 9 knots, 10 miles, clear skies, and yeah, it looks pretty nice down there, so we just got to clear the weather in between us and there, which I don't think we're going to have an issue with. Looks like we're going to be on top of everything. So I think we're going to have a smooth flight. Let me take a gander and look at that weather here on my phone while we're cruising along. See where it's at. Oh no, it did kind of push off actually. There's pretty good cell right over Jacksonville right about now, just south of Jacksonville. But we're kind of on the west side of Florida, so I think we're going to be all right.
Phenom 831 Juliet Kilo Atlanta.
On the ground in Greensboro, as far as Union County.
Okay, that's interesting. So if you get just the, so if I don't buy the game off Steam, or at least if I buy the...
Phenom 831 Juliet Kilo, cleared to the Kilo 35 Alpha Airport via the Triad 9.
So as long as I just buy the airplane direct from their own store, it's only $40. I could go for that. It'll be fun to do a little bit of dogfighting in DCS.
Cleared as filed, retain 10,000, expect 10 time.
Alright guys, above 18 and standards.
Phenom 1 Juliet Kilo, read back correct. You can expect runway 23 left for departure. Greensboro, altimeter 2992, last right attack.
Alright, 23 left, 2992, and we are ready for taxi coming out of the Kilo 1.
Phenom 1 Juliet Kilo, runway 23 left, taxi via Kilo 6.
Kilo 6, 23 left.
Let us stand on the 1, I am for the 3 off. What's the call, sir?
Delta 1.
Oh, that's the original Delta 1 Denver. Air New Zealand 1883, cross the kiosk, got to maintain 10,000. The burmers came out timber 3005.
New Zealand 1883, I got 10,000, but I...
Hey guys, it's too bad we're not going into Orlando International. Orlando
cross the kiosk at
International is actually got a tower active right now. Nobody else is. I think we're the only ones going to Sanford. I'm guessing we're the
heavy on departure, flight 330 from 36 right, clear takeoff.
I'm guessing that we're the only Allegiant bird out there. That's him right now.
That's another good evening, American 2569er, copy, now you're far to San Diego.
American 2569, Atlanta Center, clearance on the west Denver.
Roger, nothing by American 2569er.
Delta 1, I got your IFR advisory ready, copy.
Yes.
Delta 1 cleared to the Kilo 35 Alpha Airport,
See,
via
kill
Triad
the
9
lights
departure, car wind transition in this file. I maintain 10,000, specify level 180 and 10 minutes after departure. Departures of B Squawk 2044.
Right, cleared up to 35A
Okay.
in the Triad 9 car with 10, 18, and Squawk at 2044.
So you have to just
Delta 1,
so you have to just get the entire
departure
game
advisory taxi.
from the creator itself,
Taxi,
from the author of the game.
So you are ready to taxi?
But the game itself is still free, right?
Kilo 6, runway 23.
Or do you actually have to pay for the game if you buy it, if you get it from them?
Number 4474, runway
Yeah, okay.
22.
Yeah, I'll probably do that then. I mean, $40, that's not terrible, you know, and it's not like you need to buy it off Steam.
Correction, runway 22, taxi via Lima Kilo.
And you get one free plane, okay.
Takeoff, I don't got ground, no gunner.
What airplane do they give you for free?
American 4021, clear direct to Nashville.
Direct Nashville, American 4021.
Oh, and the F-15, that's only $10? Yeah, heck yeah, I'd go for that. I mean, $50 out the door, you can get 2 airplanes. Well, 3 airplanes if they give you the free one. That's enough to get into the game a little bit. I could go for that.
About 3,000, coming up.
235, climb maintain, flight level 380, clear direct Nashville.
Direct Nashville up to 30, Delta 235 heavy.
being American 471, follow with 320. American 471, Atlanta Center, good evening, I did. I done.
It's a lot more cloudy than I was thinking it was going to be. I knew there was going to be a line of storms. They'll probably clear up about the time we get down to Orlando, probably. If it's clear in Orlando, it's clear on our departure airports. So. Let's see, we're flying the Shrek arrival. Let's get that pulled up here for Orlando. So we can close all the Greenville charts.
Alright, stand by Chelsea 5, landing north, and altimeter confirmed 206, checking eddies right now from American 471. 471, I got the shot altimeter. Oh, there you go, 2900. Yeah, 2906. Alright, roger.
Alright, here's the Shrek arrival doing the Moss transition. So we'll be flying down here. It's a pretty simple one. I don't even see any altitudes or speed restrictions. So should make it pretty easy. Easy arrival to fly. Once we get to Stinky, then it's just radar vectors. Winds are out of the west though, so we won't be able to do like a nice easy straight in. We'll have to, once we get to this point, we'll probably put ourselves on a downwind. Land down there. Let's see, let's get the airport diagram pulled up. Get a little more familiar with the airport. I've never been to Orlando, at least not this airport. So let's see, that's probably a runway. We're going to be landing this 27 right, and then here's the terminal right here. So that's pretty easy. It's 11,000 foot runway. When we land, we'll land 27 right. We'll probably just get off on Lima and take Lima into the ramp.
235, want to confirm to be going direct to Nashville.
Man, we got a lot of wind up here, guys. Check this out, 80 knots, direct crosswind.
Hey, firm, cleared right, Bravo, November Alpha.
You can kind of see the airplanes crabbing in pretty sharply into the wind.
291 Juliet Kilo, ready contact, yes, too fast.
It's been true lately in real life, too. We had 140 knots of tailwind on one of my flights last week.
So the wind 2403, correction 2704, going 22 left 50.
Okay.
This is the takeoff, 22 left side over.
SU-25T for free. I'll go for that. We do some DCS flying.
29 Kilo, good to right, Carlin.
You're Carl.
You picking up the Hornet pretty easily, or is it a little bit of a learning curve to it?
American 4021, ready contact off. American 2569, get your IFR, advise ready, copy. Ready, copy, American 2569. American 2569, cleared to the San Diego airport.
Alright, guys, we're going to fly the ILS 27 right. Let's get that loaded in.
Climb maintain 10,000, expect to fly level 340, 10 minutes after departure.
Weapon system's pretty hard? Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Cleared to the San Diego via the Bob C4 departure, Nashville transition, climb 10,000, expect level 340, 10 minutes after departure.
Slowed off both those, that should actually be pretty easy. We can let the airplane do most of the work for us.
Expect runway 36 center for departure. Advise ready for taxi. Shot out 10 minutes, 209.
Roger, we'll
been learning since last Friday, yeah. I know nothing about the weapon system, so that would probably be a learning curve for me too.
Delta 1 is 36, climb at 5, runway heading correction, climb at 10.
Number 4474. Wind
we'll go with that, the transition.
runway 22, correction 2003, runway 2250. Delta 1, Atlanta Center, ready contact, climb maintain, follow 180.
I maintain follow 180.
Alright, so let's take a look here and make sure our flight plan looks, oops.
Yes, I just want to let you know, American 4021 is back on.
Did that activate, or did it?
Break 421, Roger, got your ready contact now. It's going
No,
to
it
be
didn't.
20 to the north.
Screwed up, let's try that again. ILS 27 right. We're going to be doing the Shrek. Reload it here, and no transition for the approach. We're doing the Moss transition on the arrival. Flight plan. There we go. So let's step through it here, make sure it looks like we expect it to. Alright, so we've got
Delta 1, clear to right Bull.
Direct Bull, Delta 1.
1 to the Kilo, clear to right Charlotte.
Or Charlotte, 1 to the Kilo.
so we're still direct to WIVGO direct to MMOS, and then Coley, Cokes, Retreat, Check, Trek, and Stinky for the bottom, and then we have Utimi and the ILS 27 right. That looks good to me. We'll activate that. Bring this back up here to WIVGO and MOS. Okay. You got into a dogfight last night? That's cool. If I got that game, I'd probably get those airplanes that you talked about. I would probably also buy, just because I really love World War II fighters, I'd probably buy like a P-51 or some. Because it would be fun to do like an old school dogfight, you know, propeller airplane. I'd obviously fly the new jets too, but it'd be fun to do a dogfight in an old school airplane. Yeah. Yeah, I know they've got a little bit of World War II stuff in there. Alright guys, let's get the perf set up here for the arrival. Perf, or MDA is going to be 245.
Leonard Center, ready
Rounded up,
contact,
call it
climb
250.
flight level 330.
QNH
Clear to ready, kiddo.
is going to be 2996.
Number 4474, clear to right, kiddo. Kilo, India, Delta.
Temperature 29. It's warm down there, guys. That's like 84 degrees. I guess that is Florida. That's where my next trip should be. I don't think I'm going down there, though. I'm probably going like North Dakota. I looked at my schedule yet.
Wow, maintain 16 down.
Alright, maintain 16,000, Delta 1.
240 at Niner. Winds. We approach 137. A little bit of headwind. We'll add just a couple of knots. There's probably just some light gust factor to that. And let's practice the flaps 3 landing today. So we'll put it in flaps 3.
Very good, 4021, contact Memphis Center, 133.65.
And we'll go 1.
3365.
Hey, DJ, thanks for the host. We'll call that 143. Alright guys, that should work for us. So we're going to do flaps 3 and 143, so it'll be a little bit quicker on the approach, but let's get to practice flaps 3. I don't think I've done a flaps 3 landing in a few weeks here in the Airbus. Alright, now we can sit back, relax, let's get the seatbelt sign off for a few minutes.
American 2105 over here in Charlotte, with info Bravo aboard, looking for clearance to
American 2105, sorry, good to San Luis Airport inbound, climb maintain 8,000, expect flight level 340, show eccentric departure, squawk 2026.
See if I can get my voice mod to work. We'll do a cabin announcement here.
Squawking 2026.
American 2105, read back correct,
There, it's working.
back 36 Center for departure, advise ready with information challenge. Hit alert, got a frequency shot information, Charlie, is current altimeter 2996.
And ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we are cruising altitude of 33,000 feet. Anticipating mostly smooth ride. Got the seatbelt sign off indicating it's safe to move about the cabin. Just a reminder, if you are sitting down, we ask you to keep your seatbelt fastened just in case we come across unexpected rough air. Should be on the ground there in about 40 minutes or so. For now, sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. We'll talk to you again on our descent.
Squad 065, Delta 890.
Yep, the people on the radio, those are other players. So this is a network called VATSIM.
Expect flight level 220,
So,
10 minutes after departure.
Everybody you
squawk
hear on the radio
207.
is a real person. They have air traffic controllers. They're either enthusiasts or maybe people who are wanting to be air traffic controllers in real life.
3538,
And they'll practice on here just because they enjoy doing it. I've actually thought about doing the ATC myself, but you do have to go through some training to do it here on VATSIM.
Atlanta Center, November 29, Alpha Mike Radio check.
But yeah, they're all real people, and you have to follow the rules with this network. You can't. You actually have to follow the laws and everything. They keep it pretty legit.
Number 5037, read back correct. Stand by on the runway assignment. And altimeter 3002. 3002. Can we have that initial climb again for number 5037? 10,000. 10,000, thanks.
Alright guys, about 130 miles. We'll start our descent.
Hey, Ben, flight level 360, just past Peter. Breaking 3538, ready contact, squawk 2060.
See if we got anybody else out around us
2060,
here.
American 3538. Yeah, Delta 235 we're getting smacked around up here at 37.5. You mind if we drop down to 36? 235, set to maintain, follow with 360. Out of 360, thanks, sir.
Nobody real close to us. No, they probably wouldn't want you flying fighters unless you're,
Breaking 25, it's 9, Ultra 600, taxi.
you know, you can fly them. I mean, technically, you know, there's nothing that says you can't fly them, but you just have to follow the federal aviation regulations.
Delta 890, 2065.
Which actually, I mean, they kind of have their own set of rules they follow anyways, but, you know, you could fly them. You could go out to, like, a military operations area.
2065, Delta 890.
Maneuver. I've never thought about trying it, but it'd be kind of fun.
Delta 1, reduce speed. Reduce speed 250, 250.
Let's see. Do we have,
Delta 890, Atlanta Center, squad code is going to be 2065, and I got your ready contact 20 to the south of Pulaski, follow the 380. Delta 235, you said that it was pretty turbulent at flight level 370? Yeah, 375, but we're still getting back around at 360. That's 250 and 100.
been a smooth ride for us, thankfully.
Oh, wow. Would you let us in any further?
Yeah, we probably get kicked off.
We'll get back around up here at 360. You want to try?
I don't think they'll let you back on once you get kicked off here either.
Delta 235, steady maintain for level 340. Out of 340, 235.
I'm still always down to fly fighter jets on a flight sim. If you're still around after this, I'd be down to do some flying tonight.
Maintain for level 330.
Or maybe I'll grab DCS and get started. I know that'll probably take me a few minutes. So
Right to
that's set
471.
up.
You can expect the visual 136 right approach. Expect visual 136 right approach, number 471.
we have just a couple little bits of weather here on the radar. I don't think we're gonna be. I don't think we're gonna have any issues with it. Nothing really closer here.
Atlanta Center, November 200, Alpha Mike, check. Take care. Break 3538, ready contact, follow with
He might have been trying to call me. I probably missed that. On the income, Allegiant 2272 today.
Atlanta Center, November 29er, Alpha Mike.
Alright guys, we are out of his airspace, so we're kind of on our own now. No controller down here in Jacksonville tonight.
I'm parked at the ramp.
Yeah, I probably missed a couple of radio calls from him. That's the one thing, it's always hard to like listen for your call sign when you got that much radio traffic going on. I also wish, my only pet peeve really with flying on VATSIM is some people have microphones that are so loud, like it overpowers all the other sound on your computer, and then other people have microphones that are like so quiet you have to crank the volume all the way up to hear them. So it's like, I wish somebody could create an app that would kind of equalize the volume a little bit. So, anywho. Well, we're on our own now. Top of descent. Only got maybe another 10 minutes or so up here at Cruise, and we'll be on our way down into Orlando. Now, I've been kind of thinking about DCS for a while. That's been on my wish list for, I don't know, probably as long as I've had the gaming PC. I've just never really, well, it's kind of expensive, first of all, but yeah, I've never really had anybody else I know that plays that game, so now that I do, it's, you know, be more fun to jump into it. Man, look at that crosswind just kind of pushing us sideways. Yeah, like you can just see the airplane kind of flying sideways. That's all because of the wind we got going on up here. Well, looks like the weather is actually getting better up here. It's showing some weather kind of up this direction. I'm not seeing a whole lot out there, though. Yeah, that's good. I think I probably enjoy DCS a little bit more than Flight Sim 2020. I feel like sometimes it's hard with Flight Sim 2020 to actually get the camera angle that you want. Really, I should sit down and figure it out. I think that's, you know, they just kind of have a different way of doing it, but, you know, I can't do like these views back here in the cabin like I can on Flight Sim 2020. What's cool about this, you know, you can actually, you know, you can move around in the cabin and everything, just like the real airplane. No frills here on Allegiant. No first class. They're a low-cost carrier. What's cool too, you can kind of hear how the sounds change as you walk through the cabin. That full F-mod sound. Oops, I left the flight deck door open. That's a no-no. I forgot to close it. Alright, let's see. I think we got everything. I kind of got off track here. I think we got everything set up for the approach. We got the perf set. Let's check the rad nav page, make sure that's going to be set up for us. IFNU on 110.15. That looks good. With a 275 course. I think usually I'll hard tune it up here too. Just kind of out of habit. 110.15, and it's going to be a 275. Oops. And then, unfortunately, it doesn't let you. My airplane, like a line like this, you can click it and then copy and paste it, but I don't think you can do that in the Airbus. That's fun. There was a game I used to play. It was called, it was made by Microsoft. It was called Combat Flight Simulator. But I remember that game, when I figured out you could bail out, I was just doing that for like 2 days, just trying to bail out in different places, you know, see how low I could go and bail out and still survive. It was always kind of fun. But that's kind of cool that, you know, it does give you like the real decision that they have. You know, if the airplane gets critically damaged, you know, generally speaking, if the airplane's flyable, it's safer to fly it to a landing, but, you know, if you got somebody hot on your tail, you know, punching out of the flight deck might be your better option. Alright guys, so let's see, ILS 27 right, 41-3, 110-15, 275 are set. UTME is our final approach fix here at 1600 feet. 250 is the bottom altitude. If we don't see it, it's clear down there. We should. Touchdown elevation 45 feet. In case we got to fly the published missed approach, it's going to be pretty much straight out, it looks like. Climbing 500 feet, and then a climbing right turn to 2800 on heading 280. And then we join the Orlando 355 radial to the Pakla intersection and hold. That should all be in the box here for us if we got to do that. Yep, that's all in the box for us. Or Paola. It's okay. I thought that was a Q. It's an O. Let's see. We'll be looking for a PAPI lights to the right-hand side of the runway. Malsar approach lights. It might actually be dark. The sun's just about to go down on us. So it might actually be dark down there by the time we're landing. Like I said, after landing, we're gonna make a left on Lima. We'll take Lima straight into the terminal ramp. Do they have a gate diagram? Is it on this chart? Nope. They've probably got a separate diagram for the gates. Let's see here. Airport 10-9 Bravo. There we go. So we'll park here at gate 8. Works for me. That's pretty much all I got, guys. We got the approach briefing complete. Coming up on our top of descent, we do have a little bit of weather out here. Yeah, that's what I like. That's the reason I actually still play this game that I'm playing here, X-Plane. Because the physics in this game compared to Flight Sim, I think, are still better. But yeah, that's kind of cool they bring that in DCS. Yeah, I can't feel the G-force. That would be pretty insane if you can combine the game with somehow some kind of, like, you know, centrifuge or something that would give you some G-force. Make it really hard. You know, so once you start pulling, like, you know, 4 Gs, really half your mental energy is spent on just trying to keep yourself from passing out, you know, clenching up your lower extremity muscles so you can prevent blood loss from your, you know, from your upper body, from your head. Alright guys, so I think what we'll do here, let's plan across this waypoint here at like 10,000 feet. Just for VNAV planning. We don't actually have a constraint on the procedure, but that'll at least just give us something to plan for descent-wise. So let's see, we'll click here, we'll put in an altitude constraint of 10,000 feet. Make sure it's showing up here. Yep, there it is, Stinky, with the altitude constraint. We'll activate that. Did that not save? I don't think you put it in there. Hang on. 10,000. It won't let me put it in there for some odd reason. Format error. Let's try this one more time here. Yeah, it's not letting us put it in there for some reason. Oh well. Shouldn't be that hard to figure out anyways. I mean, it's already pretty much going to have us at that altitude just on its own setup. I don't know why I couldn't put the constraint in there though. There's something I don't know about the Airbus. There actually is some stormy weather up here. We might need to deviate. It's got some high cloud tops to it. It's up above us. Let's take a look and see where that weather is at. Yeah. Okay, I see the line that's talked about there. There is a line. So I think this is part of that line that I was seeing that's, you know, it's obviously worse over here. Jacksonville is kind of off our left. Let's see if you can see it here. Oh, there's Delta out there. So now we're actually south of Jacksonville. Already, it looks like. So yeah, so this must be, there's another little line kind of south, you know, a little ways south of Ocala, between Ocala and Orlando. So I think that's what we're seeing out here. We're going to have to avoid a little bit of weather. So if anything, there's one little cell right there. I think we'll have to deviate, you know, maybe just a couple of miles to the west, or sorry, to the left, to the east, get around that little cell. Otherwise, it looks like we're pretty clear on the descent. So we don't have any ATC controllers, so it's kind of, you know, we're on our own to deal with that. Once that Delta Airlines airplane we saw there gets past us, he's up at 36,000 feet, looks like. So he shouldn't be a factor anyways. Let's go ahead, we're going to deviate just to the left a little bit. Don't need any more than maybe 5 or 10 degrees. And we'll get around that weather. And we're starting to get some light bumps. We'll go ahead and let's turn the seatbelt sign back on. Might get a little bumpy here as we get around the weather. Yeah, this line kind of developed here maybe in just in the last hour, hour and a half. It's not quite as intense as stuff kind of back this way over Jacksonville, but still enough. We're going to have to contend with it a little bit. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring it a few more degrees here to the left. I was kind of hoping we were going to be over the top of this weather, but I don't think we're going to quite get that lucky. We'll at least avoid this stuff. This stuff over here is probably the worst of it. But, yeah, once we get, I don't know, probably another 40, 50 miles up here, really there's not anything else we're going to have to contend with. It'll just maybe be a little cloudy, but this weather's kind of moving towards Orlando, so there might be a storm, you know, within a few minutes after we arrive there. You know, within 30 minutes or so. And what we'll do, guys, we're going to go ahead and set our altitude window down to 10,000 feet. I'm going to wait on the descent until we get past this. I want to see if we can top this little bit of clouds ahead of us, or at least avoid them as much as we can, and then we'll start our way down. Thankfully, I'm not seeing a lot. You know, I'm just looking at my weather app here on my phone. Let me see if we can pull it up for you guys. Let me share my screen. There it is. Then I'll share it with you guys. Alright, so I'm sharing my screen. Let me make sure you guys can see it. Yep, you guys can see it. So right, we're right up here, just south of this stuff. We're kind of over Gainesville, kind of down here. So this is the line of weather that we're looking at right now. It's progressing west pretty quick, but I think we'll be able to stay in front of it. Might get some bumps. But otherwise, it's pretty clear once we're past that, down to Orlando. Let me see here. I'm going to look at my other aviation weather app, see if we can get a little better view of it relative to our flight path. Get on Flight Plan Go here. Explain, there we go. So there we are. Oh, okay, so we are actually still up. I was thinking we were a little further south. So this is a massive line of weather that we're looking at. So there's still some more weather we're going to have to punch through right as we get down into Orlando. I was thinking we were further south. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna, you know, I think we're gonna probably hold off on our descent, because at this point, like I said, it still looks like we're gonna top it. But, yeah, I just realized looking down here, we do still have snow down there. I'm gonna try to fix that real quick. Hang on. Do 4 seasons. We're gonna have to pause the simulator for like just a second. Shouldn't take any more than maybe 30 seconds or so. But yeah, so we do have that weather there. We'd have to deviate pretty far west. I was thinking we were a little further west on this flight plan. I didn't look at the charts very closely when I was planning it. Well, we'll work our way through it. Keep loading. Hopefully I don't crash the game. Usually I don't try to change seasons when I'm right in the middle of flying, but that's going to bug me if it's 85 degrees in Orlando with snow on the ground. We'll give it a second here. Just got to reload. It's got to reload a bunch of textures. Once it does that, we should be good to go. Please don't crash. Yeah, I should have just left it. In retrospect. Nope, there it goes. It worked. Alright, it is connected back to X-Plane, and we're back on the server. That looks better. Not so snowy. Alright, guys. Yeah, so we're going to stay up here at altitude. At least we're kind of in between that stuff and this stuff over here. See if we can punch a little further south. We're really kind of afraid the weather's going to like reload and then I'll end up right in the middle of the storm. That has happened to me on the X-Plane before. We can come back over here to the right now. Kind of past the worst of it. Let's go direct to, go direct to Noli. That'll get us back on course. Let's see, I'm going to punch in the route here into the phone. Kind of draw out where we're going. So this is kind of what we're looking at for our flight plans. Actually, right to Noli, even if the weather reloads, that should put us just kind of right on the tail end. Should keep us away from the worst of it. Now, worst cell is the one that's over here, like west of Jacksonville. or south of Jacksonville. So I don't think we'll have too much an issue at this point. Like I said, we're still going to wait on the descent. We can use our speed brakes to get down, but I'd rather stay high and get above the weather. At least for a few more minutes, so we'll start our way down. Yeah, there is some, there's a few of those little cells, though, are developing right there over Orlando, north side of Orlando, so we might actually have to contend with a little bit of weather on the arrival. It's not going to be as bad as this weather up here. I think we could actually get through most of that. I don't see anything worse than some moderate precipitation at the moment. We got to keep an eye on it. Alright, the way we're turning it there now, I think we're going to be pretty good, actually. It's not looking as bad. We're past most of that weather now. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start our descent. We'll put it into managed descent. It'll idle out the power. It looks like we'll still be able to intercept our VNAV path, and that's even without speed brakes, so should be no problem. Gentlemen from the flight deck, we've begun our descent into Orlando, Sanford. We'll be on the ground there in about the next 25 minutes. We do have a little bit of weather pushing through the areas. We got the seatbelt sign on, asking to stay seated for the rest of the flight. Weather down there is looking pretty good. Latest had some partly cloudy skies, temperature about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Some winds out of the west. There are some rain showers up to the north. We'll probably push through here in the next hour or so. Once again, we thank you for flying with us today, and hope to see you again soon. Flight attendants, prepare the cabin for arrival. Alright, guys. Down we go. Alright, you got the approach briefing done. Should be a pretty quick one. Only about 80 miles away from the airport now. Hey Retro, how's it going? Do I plan on going to a bigger aircraft than the E-175 in the future? Yes, I do. If I got my dream job, it would probably be to fly for Delta. Just because, I'm originally from Utah, and I do want to actually go back and live in Utah. And I'd love to be able to, live in base. So, really the only airline you can fly for out there is, other than SkyWest, but SkyWest is really senior in Salt Lake. And they fly the regional stuff too, so at that point I'm probably planning to go to Delta. That's about the only airline option out there. But even if I don't end up working for them, I do plan to move on to a bigger company. And yeah, more than likely, the Airbus I think is the most popular, mid-size airplane in the US. Probably followed by the 737, so probably I'm going to end up in one of those two airplanes at some point in my career. Maybe even both of them. Not at the same time, obviously, but you know, may end up flying both of them. But for now, though, I do like the Embraer. It's a really good airplane. I'm looking forward. X-Craft has a new version of the Embraer coming out sometime in the beginning of next year, and so I'm excited for that because it looks like it's actually going to be pretty decent. Because really, there's no good version of the airplane that I fly for the simulator. Yeah, I think it looks good. Their screenshots are promising. The issue with the current X-Craft 175 is there's a little, excuse me, guys, there's a lot of inaccuracies about it, particularly with the FMS and stuff. And so I just, you know, it's good, I guess, for somebody who wants to fly it in the sim, but I had a hard time flying it just because I've flown the real airplane and it just didn't really, you know, it just wasn't realistic at all. So, but their new version looks really good, so I'm excited to see. Thought about, you know, I kind of wonder if they want any beta testers. It'd be kind of fun to fly it as a real airline pilot and be able to like give them some feedback, you know, about what I think of the airplane. That'd be pretty fun. Well, I'm not painting a lot on the radar at the moment in the airplane. So, I mean, this is giving me what's in X-plane. So, we might be okay without getting into any weather. Definitely some stuff out here to the right. Yeah, I didn't like their current one. The other one that I tried, there's the Supercritical Simulations Group, I think is what they're called, the SSG 170. That one is actually more accurate in the FMS and the systems and everything and the performance. But I just can't get past how terrible that airplane sounds in the simulator. Like, I can only listen to it for like 10 minutes and I just want to take my headphones off because it's, you know, the sounds are not good. Other than that, it's not a bad airplane. It's kind of quirky in the flight deck too, I should say. Like, twisting the knobs and stuff doesn't work very well. But I kind of searched. I couldn't find any for the SSG. There's one out there for the for X-Craft, but I actually even tried transplanting it to SSG, and of course, the modern sound packs and sims are so specific to the airplane that it didn't work at all. So, heck, I should just start making my own. You know, start recording sounds when I'm sitting on a deadhead flight. When I don't have to fly the airplane, if I'm riding in the back, I can record sounds and put together a sound pack. I've never done that before. I'm sure there's a massive learning curve to creating an F-mod sound pack, but alright guys, let's refresh the weather here. Altimeter is 2996 down there at Sanford. 2996 is set, and let's run our descent checklist. Fast belt sign is on, altimeter is 2996 is set, navigation display and terrain is set, MCD flight plan, rad nav, and landing perf is set, approach briefing is complete, and descent checklist is complete. We're going to end up in the clouds here. So yeah, we're probably going to get a few good bumps if this weather is accurate, because there is some light to moderate precipitation. It'll be safe to fly through, but in real life you definitely do. Oftentimes you'll get some bumps out of flying through weather like that. How do we do on fuel? Let's see, we're at 7,500 pounds on board right now. Dispatcher sure did not give us much to work with on this one. I laugh because I'm the dispatcher, really. I should have given myself more fuel. But let's see, it had us landing in Orlando with 6.7 or 5.9, I can't remember which is which. I did not hear about new weather plugin. Maybe I've heard about it, but I wasn't really aware of it. Okay, so field remaining is the top number on this. So we should have 6.7 on landing. Yeah, we'll be pretty close to that. That would be pretty cool. I've thought about trying X Enviro, but I've heard that it really takes a hit on your frame rates, but X Ambiance. Okay, yeah, I've heard of that. I haven't looked into it very much, but you know, as long as it doesn't put too big of a hit on my frame rates, I'd be totally down to use it. So I do think the weather, the default weather is decent, except for the clouds are not very great. But yeah, I'll be sure to try X Ambiance. Be nice to get that kind of upgrade for the sim. Alright guys, we just passed Stinky. What we're going to do now, we're going to do on navigation. We're just going to put ourselves on downwind for runway 27 right. So we'll just fly a heading 090, and that should set us up nicely for the downwind. We actually are still a little bit on the high side. I'm going to put our altitude down 5,000 so we continue to do something. Let's use a little speed brake and help the airplane down. Yeah, so that'd be good. 35 bucks, that's not too bad either for you know, a big utility like that for X-Plane. I'll have to look into it and give it a shot. The flight attendants a double ding. They should do their final preparations here shortly. That's kind of cool. 2 cloud layers there. That's pretty realistic looking, actually. There are moments in X-Plane where the default clouds really get it right. Like, these actually look really good right here. But then when you're like up at altitude and trying to get around a thunderstorm, it's like hard to tell if there's actually a storm there or not. Speed brake, we just want to do open descent. Take me down to 5,000, please, airplane. That'll make him happy. Airplane was yelling at me because the throttles were coming up and the speed brakes were still out. There we go, breaking out of the clouds. There's the airport right out there. Alright, so we're not too bad. That actually wasn't as bad as I thought getting through there. A few light bumps, nothing worse. We'll probably keep this to a pretty short approach. We don't need to go out super far past the airport. We'll just take it out to the final approach fix, basically. So in fact, what let's do here with our FMS, we're going to draw a line off the U-to-me intersection. That's our final approach fix. So we're going to go here. We'll do U-to-me, and radial in is going to be the reciprocal of our approach course. Is the way that it works in the Airbus. This is different than the way my airplane works. So it's 275, so it'll be a 095 inbound. We'll insert that so you can see here this dotted. That was like a mixture of dotted and dashed. The dashed line out here is our final approach course. That's like the localizer. So we're going to come out here just past this U-to-me waypoint, and then we'll make our turn in and then fly the approach. That just kind of gives us some situational awareness of our final approach. And we'll take the airplane, let's go down to 3,000 feet. So I just set 3,000 in the altitude window now. There's our airport. We'll start making some radio calls here too on the Unicom. Orlando, Sanford traffic, Allegiant 2272 is on the right, downwind 27 right, for a full stop, Orlando, Sanford. Make sure my radio volume's up just in case we get anybody else out here flying into the airport. We'll probably go ahead and bring speed brakes up now, we don't need them. We'll do an auto brakes low landing. Alright. Just getting past the final approach fix here, so we'll go just another couple of miles and then we'll make our turn in. Looks like the airplane has gone into the approach performance. It's starting to slow us down, as you guys can see there. We'll let it bring us down. Oh, there's some rain. Shouldn't need anti-ice though, we're pretty warm. Yeah, it's 26 degrees outside, or 18 degrees. So we're well above freezing, 18 Celsius. And we're out of the rain. That was quick. Alright, we're gonna make our turn in now, so we'll make a right-hand turn to 180. There's some more rain. Orlando, Sanford traffic, Allegiant 2272 right base, 27 right, Orlando, Sanford. And out of the rain. I've really had that happen to me a few times. Sometimes when you get that really showery precipitation, it's like you get drenched for like 10 seconds and then you're out of the rain again. Yeah, the rain, it could definitely use some improvement. If I'm honest, I don't think the rain's too bad. You know, at least it's got like the landing light effect on it. You know, if you turn the landing lights off, it gets darker. I do like that. My one thing is, since Vulcan came out for X-Plane, it's like nobody does windshield effects anymore. This airplane actually does. So it'd actually be kind of cool if there's some rain over the airport as we touch down, because we actually do have windshield effects activated on this airplane. Except I might be in Vulcan, because I turned on Vulcan the other day to fly the CRJ. Get better frames. Alright guys, let's get down to 2,000 feet. We're going to go to flaps 1, start slowing the airplane down. Now the airplane's automatically going to intercept for us here. I might shallow up the intercept, but I might just actually let it. We'll see as we get closer here how we're looking. But it should just make that turn for us to join the localizer. And let's set 1,600 on the altitude. There's 1,600 feet set. That's our final approach fix altitude here at Utimmy. Down here at the bottom there, you guys can see. Orlando, Sanford traffic, Allegiant 2272 is going to be turning final 27 right, flying the ILS. Full stop, Orlando, Sanford. Alright, let's help it with the turn here a little bit. It should automatically be going into an intercept here. Yep, there you saw it switch into nav mode, so we got the intercept going. We're going to let it get on the localizer and then we're going to hit the approach button. About a 10-mile final. We're looking pretty good. We're on altitude, on speed. Alright guys, get ready for landing here. I don't think I need to push it other than the approach button here. As soon as I push the approach button, we'll turn the track IR back on. And fly it down to a landing. Alright, approach armed. Wide slope and loc. And we're below the slope, so that should capture. Track IR is coming on. Yeah, I'm really excited though. You know, I saw the trailer for X-Plane 12, or the event they did to, announce it, and I'm excited for that. I think that'll be pretty cool whenever it does. I mean, it's probably 2 years away still, but it seems like X-Plane's finally going to actually step it up and kind of get on flight sims level with the graphics and stuff. Alright, gear down, we're flaps 2, and we're only going to flaps 3 on this approach. Flaps 3, check the perf here, yep, that's still looking pretty good. Alright guys, and we got everything down. Let's turn that green, okay. Landing checklist, cabin secure, landing gear down, 3 green. Flaps set 3, landing memo all green, and landing checklist is complete. 1000 and the airplane is configured. 1000. Orlando Sanford traffic, Allegiant 2272 short final 27 right, Orlando Sanford. We'll let the autopilot take it down to about 500. We'll click it off. Wonder if Schnitzel's in the chat. He would tell me to do an auto land. Let the Airbus do its thing. Alright guys, autopilot's coming off. Yeah. I've tried a couple. Both of them, they weren't bad. Like the airplane did the landing, but they were a little floaty. Not that I don't float my landings sometimes, but like they floated like 10 feet though, and then they dropped it in pretty hard. So I'm gonna see if I can do a better landing than the autopilot.
Minimum.
Still not a greaser, but not bad. Alright guys, welcome to Orlando. We're gonna roll past this one. Let's go down one more. Take Lima. Or is this Lima? No, this isn't Lima. Yeah, we'll go down to Lima. I could have taken that one. That one wouldn't have been bad. I think this airport's changed a little bit. This doesn't show a high speed, but there's definitely a high speed there. Made it to Orlando, though. Getting better at the Airbus. I didn't forget to arm the approach this time. And I didn't slam it in. Orlando Sanford traffic, Allegiant 2272, clear the active. We'll be taxiing via Lima to the ramp, Orlando. Alright guys, we're clear that runway. I'm actually going to leave the lights on for a second. We'll get the speed brakes and flaps up, get the AP started. We're going to leave the lights on just because we got to cross another runway right here. Just the end of this little runway. And there we go. APU starting, clear right, clear left, and Orlando traffic, Allegiant 2272 crossing 27 center on Lima, Orlando. Or 9 center. Alright, we are clear. And we were going to taxi into, I think, gate 8, which is like up right here. Yeah, gotta use the tiller in this airplane, forget. There we go, to bring the lights off now. So I think it's this gate right here on the end of this concourse. Is our gate. Did I get that APU? Yeah, I did. Let's fire it up. After landing. Flap lever 0, spoilers are disarmed, and APU starting. After landing checklist is complete. Let's see if these ground vehicles, they never yield to you. Realize they have to yield to an airplane that's pulling into a spot, but not in the sim. See if we can beat this baggage loader. Ancient Chinese proverbs say, bigger car or plane, get right of way. Oh, he's still gonna run right into me. Let's see, I don't see any markings for aircraft types. We'll just kind of have to figure it out here. Ready to go outside view. Oh, there's another Allegiant bus right there. Perfect timing. Park brake is set. There we go. And seatbelt sign. People 8 comes on. We'll get these turned off. And we made it, guys. Welcome to Orlando. Now the flight attendants will prepare the doors for arrival and people get off, and then we go to the hotel. That's usually about how my night at work goes. Do another flight, you'd be glad to. I'm actually going to hop on. DJ, are you still in chat? I was going to say, if you're still around, I'd be willing to hop into Flight Sim 2020 with you. If you want to hop in that with us, Retro, you're more than welcome. I don't know if I'll do another X-plane flight tonight, though. Alright, let's see. Cargo doors open. Let's see. Parking checklist. Park brake is on. Anti-ice off. Engine master switches are off. Beacon lights off. Fuel pumps are off. Transponder goes to standby. And after landing checklist is complete. Or parking checklist, excuse me. You don't have it stopped? Okay, no worries. Thanks for following, and we'll see you next time. Let's see, guys. For the rest of y'all, if you guys are still following, I might be on later. I'm going to take just probably a 15 to 20 minute break and talk to DJ and make sure my Microsoft Flight Sim's up to date. But if me and DJ are flying, we'll be back here probably in about 30 minutes, and we'll do another live stream and have some fun. Till then, guys, thanks for following the channel. Thanks for flying along with us tonight down here to Orlando, and we'll see y'all next time. Have a fantastic night. We'll watch some replays here while I'm doing the outro for this stream. Get a few replay action shots here. Let me turn the volume down before we go to replay, otherwise we'll blast our eardrums. There we go. Get that cool sunset. I can't talk tonight, guys. The sunset landing shot right there. Oof, that was not a bad landing, actually. It was a little bit firm in the second. I flared like 2 feet too high. Oh, that was so close to being a greaser. One of these days I'll grease the Airbus landing.